Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some latest stories. We start with Jules Kounde as Xavi could start Jules Kounde in makeshift position, talking about the right back position versus Cadiz on Sunday after Ronald Araujo picked up injury yesterday. We are going to discuss on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Joao Felix as the Barca target has told Atletico Madrid again that he wants to terminate his contract amid a terrible relationship between the pair and his rumored move to Barcelona looking possible. We are also going to be discussing on that. So as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barca did not have the best of starts in La Liga after dropping points to Getafe at the Coliseum Alfonso Perez and being struck with red cards to Xavi Hernandez and Rafinha. Now, Ronald Araujo has suffered an injury lapse and is set to miss the upcoming clash against Cadiz at the Montjuic Stadium. With Barca losing some of their key men, the Catalans face a dilemma in their defensive department. According to Sport, Kounde will most likely fill in for Ronald Araujo in the right back position, but Sergio Roberto is also being considered as an alternative. Last season, the Frenchman played a considerable period of the season as a right back, but it is a position that he does not prefer playing in. After having a mixed time playing in unfamiliar territory, Xavi accepted his wish to be moved to his natural position as a centre back. In the pre-season, the season opener versus Getafe, Araujo played on the right flank as a temporary measure until the Catalan Giants could sort out their finances and fetch a right back in the market. However, with Barca still engaged in negotiations as they continue to eye Joao Cancelo and Ivan Fresneda, the options that remain most viable is starting Kounde out wide. This paves the way for Eric Garcia as well, who is likely to be bettered centrally, paired alongside Andreas Christensen. Following a demotion in the pecking order, the Spanish defender will be keen to leave his mark and make an impression on Xavi. Furthermore, the team is hoping to register Marcos Alonso in time ahead of the clash against Cadiz. If his registration process is completed on a timely basis, he could also be an option for the Barca manager. In light of Araujo's absence and the ongoing recovery phase of Inigo Martinez, Xavi is compelled to make some difficult choices at the back. Difficult indeed. Of course, heading into Cadiz, I think we're not going with the best version of ourselves. Yesterday, it was sad to get the report of defender Ronald Araujo picking up an injury, and so making it now quite a little bit tricky as to the selection. Talking about the game against Cadiz on Sunday, as Xavi needs to think out of the box. Of course, Jules Kounde, according to this new report, will play as right back on the day. You know, because we know Kounde have not played right back for a long time, especially after he made it clear at the end of last season that he wants to play where he feels more comfortable in, which is his centre back role. And we saw Xavi respecting just that. The game against Getafe last week, we saw Araujo playing the right back, not Kounde. And now that Araujo is not available, it is imperative that Kounde should be the one to play there. I think Xavi will just do that. I think Kounde will understand the situation that Araujo is not available because of injury, so it's just a matter of the temporarily something that Kounde will play as the right back on the night against Cadiz. And I think they will see now a certain Eric Garcia coming into the picture to play as a centre back on the night. I think that's just how the lineup will look like, because that's the defenders that we have at the moment. Had it been Inigo Martinez was available, I think he could have been the one playing without any question. I think it could have been easier. But now, Inigo Martinez's injury is not still complete. They are saying that he might return to full fitness only against Villarreal next week. So as it stands right now, it's just a matter of time. We'll see Inigo Martinez back. But with Araujo's injury, I think this should be a big blow for us because we know how important Araujo has always been for this team, how consistent he is at the back. And this injury does not come at a good time at all because this is a time where we need to keep the form. We started the season very poorly, and of course, Xavi will not even be in the touchline for the game against Cadiz. Rafinha will not be available as well. So it just makes things look difficult for now for Barca, but we just hope that the manager put us a good lineup to play that game, to dominate that game, playing convincingly to impress the fans and win the game to get all 3 points. As I said, it will be at the Montjuic Stadium, our new home stadium, as Camp Nou is undergoing renovations. So we just hope that Barca can feel at home. I know it's not easy. I just believe that they can give that home spirit form, despite that they are playing at a ground where they are not so familiar with. Then on to the next story of discussion. Joao Felix has endured a rough few months with Atletico, and so having seemingly fallen out of favour at the club after a largely unsuccessful loan stint with Chelsea, it looked as though the Portuguese had had enough. After being linked to Barca for a large chunk of the summer, it seemed as though the move could gain some traction in the final couple of weeks for the transfer window. It was reported previously that if Neymar Jr.'s move does not materialize, Joao Felix is Barca bound. After the Brazilian was unveiled as an Al Hilal player last week, reports of a move for Joao Felix have been picking back up. The youngster received a rather hostile welcome back to the Wanda Metropolitano in Atletico's La Liga opener against Granada, where he was booed. Given the difficulties he has faced lately, Spanish outlet La Sexta reports that Felix is considering terminating contract with Atletico. You know, Felix also previously stated his desire to play for Barca rather expressly, and with the Catalans seeking reinforcements in attack, the Felix operation could certainly pick up more steam. With Barca bound heavily by their financial constraints, a contract termination could play right into their hands, and they acquire Felix to free and add more depth into the attack. The 23-year-old's current contract with Atleti runs until 2027, which makes a direct approach to buy him almost impossible. With less than 2 weeks left for this window, Felix and his representative will have to move so swiftly if they are to find a solution for the young star to play regularly this season. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.